Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 5th grade concept of area and perimeter as it relates to volume. This is standard 5.4H in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 22 off the 2019 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and then we will look at our answers together. So we have a simple question here. The length of one edge of a cube is 3 units. What is the volume of this cube in cubic units? And that's all we have. We have no A, B, C, or D to choose from, so it's going to be a free response. We're going to have to figure this out on our own. Lots of vocabulary in here. So first, we have cube. Let's see if we can draw a cube. Visually, that's going to help us here. So we're just going to draw a square. A cube. Remember, it's a three-dimensional object and it's got 6 square faces. And we're just going to kind of draw some slanted lines back here. It might not be a perfect cube, but we're at least going to be able to represent it. We want these slanted lines to be parallel if possible. There we go. We could do a little dotted lines if we want to kind of help visualize it. Alright, so let's pretend this is our cube and we have an edge. Alright, so the edge is right here. An edge is where two faces meet. And remember, faces are flat surfaces that do not bend, and they end in edges right there. So what we have are 12 edges here. And so we're going to look at this edge. We're going to say this edge is 3. It just gives us 3 units. Doesn't matter whether it's 3 inches, centimeters, meters, it doesn't really matter. It's just 3. And then that's it. That's all we have is 3 units. So we need to figure out the volume. So if we look at our mathematics chart, we're going to see that volume can be found 2 different ways. You can look at it length times width times height, or you're also going to see volume like this, base times height, and then for some reason sometimes it goes from uppercase h to lowercase h. Doesn't really matter. So up here in this first one, you notice I put these little dots to represent multiplication. Sometimes we'll do that in 5th grade, but more often than not, we're just going to just drop the dots and the x's, and we're just going to put 2 letters next to each other, or sometimes we use parentheses. Either way, we're going to multiply. So what's the difference between these? Well, this first one, this first volume, literally is going to look at the length, width, and height. So what I've listed right here, this is going to be my height. I'm going to put this as h, because you see this is going up, right? So there's 3 cubes that I can stack up, 3 layers of cubes I can stack up in there. But what I'm needing still are my length and my width. So if every single edge, since it's a cube, every edge is the same length, then I can say that this length right here is going to be 3 units. And then I can say this width right here is going to be 3 units. So I can take these 3 numbers, 3 units for the height, 3 units for the length, 3 units for the width, multiply those 3. If you want to, you can also just find the base. So the base is going to be the bottom level right there. The bottom level, and that is going to be the length times width. So this base is going to be the length times width right here. And you notice what we're really doing is we're just taking the length times width and we're finding the area. So volume is going to equal the base, which is the area, and then we're going to multiply that by the height. Either way, it's going to end up being the same thing, because in order to find that area, guess what we're going to need to do? That's length times width. So we're going to end up multiplying 3 times 3 to get our 9, and then multiplying that by another 3 to get our total volume. So let's figure out what that is. Volume equals length times width times height equals 3 times 3 times 3. So if we do 2 3s, that's going to be 9. And then 9 times another 3, that's going to get us 27. So if we 27 cubic units, if we put that on our free response here, let's just make sure we put that correctly. We've got a decimal right here, 2 digits to the right of the decimal, which we don't need. What we're going to need is 27.